here with another tutorial for you guys, but this time I'm actually going to do it a little bit differently. I'm going to do it via live stream. That's right, via live stream. Now today we're actually going to do zarbon. I'm going to show you guys how to do zarbon, and pretty much we're just going to go from there. Yeah. So let's go ahead and go into creation. Just give it a second here. I'm also trying to share this as well, so bear with me. All right. Give us a second here. Let me go ahead and do this zarbon tutorial. All right. Okay. So let's go ahead and get this underway. So this is going to be the character creation for Zarbon from Dragon Ball. In case you guys, well, I mean, a lot of people should know, he was from the Frieza saga, the first Frieza saga at that. See, I already have him there, but I'm gonna show you step by step how to do him. So of course we're gonna go into original character creation. We're gonna go to the human, even though Zarbon himself is not a human being. We're gonna go ahead and go through that anyway. So let's go ahead and go to mail. And for anybody that pops in and views, feel free to comment. You know, I'll try to keep up with comments and such and things like that. So, all right, so we're gonna go ahead and go to body, and we're gonna leave that human male. Zarbon is actually pretty tall, so we're gonna make him as tall as possible. He has a pretty good physique. He's one of those pretty boy type of guys. So we're gonna raise up his muscle tone all the way. I'm gonna go there. We're going to raise his pectorals up some. He's not super buff, but he does have a pretty decent sized chest to kind of even it out some. We're going to bring in his hips some. Too much. Thighs. He actually has some pretty beefy thighs and calves, so we're going to bring those up. That should be good right about there. Let's bring his arms out just a bit to kind of even it out. Forearms too. That should be good. And we're gonna go with that for the body. His face, you know, Zarbon's a pretty boy, so kind of has a smooth face, pretty boy. So maybe face 22. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, we can go with face 22 on that one. And then his hair. The best hair to go with is probably this. Let's see where this ponytail is at. We have a ponytail here. Is it the top knot? No, it's not the top knot. Chinese braid. I think the Chinese braid best suits it for Zarbon, for the hair tie and stuff like that. He does have a braid, but it's a little bit more puffy. But we got it right there. So we're gonna go with the Chinese braid frame. Zarbon has that. Let's go for his voice.
I won't hold. You will die.
This should be this fight. Why do you?
I can see the.
Let's go. Weaklings must taste well.
I am beautiful.
So we could probably go with that one.
I am beautiful.
Make the pitch deeper.
I am beautiful. I am beautiful. I am beautiful.
Almost there.
I am beautiful.
That is pretty damn
I am beautiful.
Let's go with 21.
I am beautiful. I am beautiful.
Okay, so let's go with that. The narcissist. That's actually pretty good. So now we're gonna go ahead and go to the equipment here, and we're gonna add all the equipment. So Zarbon does have a headgear, which is like he has like this this headlet, I guess it's called, that goes across his head. Of course, we don't have that here, and we do not have that here besides the eye patches and whatnot. So we're gonna go ahead and skip that, and we're gonna go to the top part of the body. Doesn't really have anything in here that we can use for the top part of the body, so we're gonna go ahead and keep moving on to the next part. Don't the best thing to use for the to add into the Saiyan armor, he does have Saiyan armor, would be in between the Redemption Cuirass and the which I would not use, because you see that right there where it shows the stomach, which I would not use. So we're going to use the Sword Demon Cuirass, which actually fills that gap, and it can go into it later on. You'll see how this adjusts into it later on. So we have that for the top piece for the Saiyan armor. No back pieces besides the fact of no outer pieces are usable for this character. So we're gonna go ahead and go down to the waist, and Zarbon actually has draws on. So like kind of like how superheroes have the underwear outside of tights. That's pretty much how he has. So we're gonna go with the hot pants here, and we'll end up changing the color of the hot pants later to match it up. So now, as far as belts, there are no belts required for this one. As you can see, all this stuff is pretty useless. He doesn't have the, I guess you could say the bum flaps, or the flaps that the Saiyan armor has. He doesn't have that. He doesn't have the waist guard or anything like that. He just has the top Saiyan piece armor. For the neck, we're gonna go with the cape here, because Zarbon does have a cape. So we're gonna rock with that. The Lord's Mantle. So now that we're in we got the Lord's Mantle going for his cape. Go down for his gloves. He has these high-rise gloves. These bandages that go on the outside for him. I believe they're pink. So we're gonna go ahead and then we're gonna go with these right here, the long pile Hunlin. We're gonna go with those, and that's how we're gonna stick for that for Zarbon. Next, we're gonna go ahead and go down to the shoulder pads. He actually has no shoulder pads at all, so we're gonna go ahead and go past that. Well, at least not the shoulder pads that we're gonna put. I'll show you how to do the shoulder pads in a minute. That's gonna come into the accessories. Now for his socks, we're not gonna really put on any socks. You don't need to, but we are gonna go down to his feet right here, and I believe it's the Strategist long boots that we're gonna go to. They come to that high-rise knee right there, and we'll be able to change the color later on so that you guys can see that. So of course, it's coming from what you see right now. It does look weird because the coloring and the patterns aren't implicated yet, but we do have the proper equipment with creating this character. So now we're gonna go over down to the accessories, and this is where the meat and potatoes comes in. So we're gonna work on the shoulder pads. Okay, now for the shoulder pads, we're gonna use the turtle shell. We're gonna use the turtle shell, and then we're gonna leave it here on the chest. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually rotate this we're gonna rotate it vertically. So we're gonna rotate it vertically, and then we'll rotate it horizontally. And we don't want, you see this end right here, that little kind of flat end right there? We actually don't want that sticking out. We want it to go the other way. We want that more round part right here to come out. So we're gonna get that there. All right. So now that we got that, we're gonna move it forward. So move it forward, and then we're gonna move it up. Now let's move it to the left. So obviously the shoulder pads aren't that big, so we're gonna change the width for the beginning. We're gonna change that width from the start. So let's bring the width down to about -50 should work for now. And we're gonna change the length. We'll change the length to about -24. No, actually, let's go with -30. And then we need to change the thickness as well. Let's bring that thickness down just a little bit. And now we're gonna go ahead and even this out. So let's bring it to the left or to the right some more. Let's get that in there. See how we're kind of filling in where that armor goes. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to angle it just a little bit, not this way, vertical, just a tad. just right here, let's say 101 should work. Well, 100 should do. 100 should do. And now what we're going to do is we're going to change the length just a little bit more. Probably right about there. Let's change the width just a tad. And then let's move it forward. Probably right about here should work. And then we're going to move it to the right. Now, okay, so that seems to stick just fine with there. So let's go ahead and take a look at the specs of it, the first turtle shell. So we want it in the chest, and we want it to be, you know, -21, 21, 15, -45, -26, -18, 100, -84, and you want the angle to be 0, and that's where we want it at. So now you're gonna want to use these same specs for the other shoulder pad, except it's gonna be somewhat reversed because it's gonna be on the other side, and I'll show you how to do that. So we're gonna go to the next one, and we're gonna select the turtle shell again. So we're gonna leave it in the chest area again. All right. Now we're gonna go to -21. Oh, not negative, I'm sorry, 21. So you're gonna go to 21, because remember, it's gonna be the opposite. This one is gonna be -20. This one's gonna be 21 as well. Then we want this one to be 15. Then we want the next one to be -45. So let's get that down to -45. Then let's go ahead and do this one for the -26. Next, we're gonna go down to thickness, and that's gonna be the -18. And now we come to the vertical. So we're gonna change that down to 100, of course. There we go, we got the 100. And then the horizontal is gonna be actually 84 instead of -84, because it's rotating the other direction. So we're gonna go with 84. Oh, there we go, 84, and then that one is 0. So we got those right there. So there are the shoulder pads for Zarbon. Now let's go ahead and go to what we want is that centerpiece, that abdomen piece right there, where the armor is kind of tannish brown and whatnot. So you can do this one of two ways. I did it two different ways, and I still haven't really decided which one I like best. But you can either do actually one of three ways, really. You can use the turtle shell again and put it in the middle of the abdomen, or you can use the demonic ear, or the demonic horns, or you can actually just use a sticker later and just make that brown. Me personally, I like the demonic horns because it has those lines that go straight across. So it goes demonic horns, and then we're gonna go ahead and go to the hips, and we're gonna bring it forward. So let's move it forward, and I think I'm actually moving it backwards. Oh no, I'm moving it forward. Okay, so we're gonna go with let's go with 28 for right now, and then we're gonna change the width. Let's change the width all the way to 50, and let's change the length. Let's leave the length right about here for right now. Change the thickness to as thick as we can as well. So we're gonna go with 50 as well. So what we want to do now is we're gonna want to angle them like this. We're gonna angle them together and kind of make them look like they're fused together, kind of like that. Okay, you see how that same armor is starting to come in? That's what I'm talking about. There we go, vertical. So we'll bring that in, just something right about here. So let's close it up some more with the angle right about there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move it backwards some. Move it up to right about here, and then the length. Change the length down to kind of flatten it out. There we go. That should work. So that's what we're looking at for the stomach there, for the abdomens. So the steps you want to go for there is, and you want to put the hips 0, 1, 27, 50, negative 28, 50, 12, 12, 56 for the angle, and then that's about it. So now the next step is we're gonna go ahead and go to the coloring itself. So let's go ahead and back out, and we're gonna go to the coloring of the patterns. So his skin, he has like a turquoise, kind of a turquoise skin color. So that was going to be down in this vicinity. Now, always use your references and whatnot. So we're going to change his saturation to probably about an 8, and then we'll get that nice turquoise color, which is probably right about here. Yes, this will be a good one. So 24, 33, 8 is a good skin tone for Zarbon. So let's go ahead and finish that off right there. Next, we're going to go to his hair. He has a dark green hair color. So we're going to go with automatically saturation 9 for that. And then we're going to come to this green area here. And I would recommend 0.19.9 for that hair color. And he has well, we'll get to that in a second. He has a yellow hair tie. So we'll go over here to where you can change the hair tie, and that's going to be in yellow. Saturation 9, of course. And 17, 11, 9 would be good. So we're going to put that there. Eyebrows is green, of course, so we're going to leave that. He doesn't have any actual makeup on, even though you kind of sometimes, kind of wonder. But let's go ahead and go with the green as well for his eyes. Saturation 9. There you go. And that's all for that part. Now we'll go over to the actual equipment itself. Now, with his equipment, it's pretty simple for the most part when we're doing his colors. So the first one we're gonna go down to is the top right here. With the sand armor, that's all. This is all gonna be white. All this is gonna be white, as white as you can make it. So with no pattern effects at all. So let's change all that to white. Let's go ahead and change all this to white here. And feel free to comment below, guys. Comment in the box, and we can have a little discussion along the way. And have any questions, feel free to do that. Any suggestions, anything, we can do that as well. So we changed that whole set of armor to white. And let's go on to the next one is his pants. And he has like a dark blue underwear on. So we're gonna go ahead and go down automatically to the blue area. I'm gonna change the saturation to 9. I love saturation 9, guys. So we're gonna go down to the best color for this would be right about here. So 344.9 is the blue color that we're gonna want to go with for the most part. So 344.9, and we're gonna change the same color here for the outline. So 344.9. And 9. So that fills that out right there. Next is the cape itself. Zarbon has he has a light blue cape. So it's light blue all around. So we're gonna go with that light blue. So we're gonna get like a little sky blue color. Of course, saturation 9 as well. And let's find the correct color we're gonna go with here. And it's actually going to be, yes, we're gonna rock with this color here. We're gonna rock with 25, 35, 9. So 25, 35, 9 is gonna be for the cape. That light blue. So let's go with the inside and change it to there as well. So let's go to 25, 35, and 9, of course. Now for the button, I'm actually going to change it white, and I'm going to show you why it's going to be white. The reason why I want to change that white is because if you look at Zarbon, his cape doesn't actually go over his neck, so we're going to use a sticker later to kind of blend that in with the armor. So now we're looking at his arms. He has it's actually his gloves are actually pink. So we're gonna go to I'm actually in the wrong area, so let's go here. Here we go. There we go. That's actually kind of where we need to be. Just kind of dull it out a little bit with the saturation, and then we're gonna go with 2255 0 to feel like that pink. So let's change this one. This yellow here, 22. So 22, 55, and 0. So there we go with that. Oh, and I backed out again. So let's continue the colors, sorry guys. But as you can see, it's starting to come together. So now we're going down to his legs, and we're going to change the color of this. And this is the color of his pants, same color of his pants. And again, the numbers we had for that was 3. It was 3, 44, and 9. So it's roughly going to be in the same area, if not the same. So 3, 44, and then it's saturation 9, and it is in the same. It's in the same color. So let's go ahead and put that there, and we're going to change it to the same color here. So we're going down to 3, 44, and 9. Now this is where we're gonna have to make a little bit of sacrifice. He has these brownish, kind of brownish, tannish reddish shoes. So we're gonna go to right about here. Yes, this will actually be the proper color. We're gonna dull it out just a little bit. Don't change out that saturation. Saturation 7. Yeah, saturation 7. So it's gonna be 6, 7, 7. 6, 7, 7 is the color we're gonna go with that. And then here we're gonna go with that blue color once again, which is 3, 44, 9. 3, 44, and 9. There we go. So there goes Zarbon's leggings. All right, now comes the lovely part of the shoulder pads. So what we're gonna do with the turtle shell, the first turtle shell, is we're gonna go ahead and go with pattern, and then we're gonna go to basic 3. Once we got to the basic 3, we're gonna leave. Let's zoom in just a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about here. We're gonna leave the first one black, and then we're gonna change this to that nice brown color that they have for the shoulder pads. So let's change the saturation up to try to see if we can get it. And this looks about the right tone right about here. So 788 would be a good tone for that. So 788. Is a good tone for that, so we're gonna leave that there. And now we're gonna change the angle of these to go pretty much straight up. Okay. Now we're going to change the size just a little bit, right about there. Okay, you know they got those lines that go through the shoulder pads. And then we're going to change the second color to all white, because that's the trimming of the shoulder pads. So now we're going to do the exact same thing with the second one. So pattern 3 or basic 3, leave that black, and then we're going to change this to 788. 788. Then we're going to change the angle to make it go straight up and down. And then we're going to change the size to kind of match it up right about there. There we go. And then we're going to change this second part to white. And then there we go. Now we go down to here. And we actually kind of want to change this to the same thing. So we're going to go with 788 and see how that blends well. So 788. And we want to change all these to that color. So 788. That color to 788, and one more. 788. Oops. 8. So now we got that there. Now that's all the color for the zarbon. Next we're gonna go to the stickers, and we'll actually only need really one sticker, and that's going to go onto the cape here. It's going to go onto the front of the cape, and we're going to want to go ahead and get the circle here, make it projected, and it's already upper body. So let's go ahead and move it vertically. So move it up vertically, and we're trying to get it over this front part here. Too good. Okay, so let's change the size to cover it up some. We want all that right there covered. So that's where we're going to go right there. And we're going to get the color to go as close as possible to the armor here. And because of kind of like the texture of it, it's not going to link up all the way, but we want to get the best way we can. So we'll go with 1300 to even it out. All right. So there we go. We have zarbon, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Another tutorial from JC Baby 87 himself. Now, one more thing I kind of want to check out is to make sure that we can't see if we can put the head gear on him. See if we could find something to put this here, which we actually probably could. Let's just take a look and see. You know what? I think we could. Let's go ahead and get the let's try this. Let's try the zipper. Try the zipper. Projection. It's on the head already. So let's go ahead and angle it. So let's angle it there. And let's change the size just a bit. And then let's move it down. Oh, that's up. Let's move it down vertically. That's too tall. So we're gonna put it right here. All right, and then he's got one more, like a little dangle, like a little jewel dangling from the top of it. So let's see if we can find something to suit that. So I would recommend trying the scorpion. Just go with the scorpion. And then we're going to make it as small as possible and see how the size varies. Alright, and we're going to angle it, flip it, or flip it upside down and whatnot. And see if that does anything. No, it does not. So we're not even going to attempt to use that one then, because it's too big for one. So it looks like, let's go with the spade here. Let's go with the spade. And let's see how small that can actually get. I don't think these things don't get very small. That's actually probably the best we're gonna get. So let's go ahead and move it up vertically. Let's bring it down a little more. And then see how that little thing right there is? We're gonna leave that. And we're actually gonna leave it that color, because that's actually what it is. So let's leave it that color. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen, you have Zarbon. Now for his weapon, I'd probably go with, actually, you know what, I don't like how that looks, so what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna move those forward. So let's move those forward for creation's sake. So let's go to equipment, edit, turtle shell, and we're gonna move them both forward. Let's go to 20. Let's put them both at 20 and see what happens. 20. I know it looks weird right there, but let's go ahead and go to the weapons and see how it works, man. That's better. That is better. Somewhat. But you can guys can toy with that as much as you want and kind of fix it more. But I would recommend probably Raphael will be a good one, because you know, with the elegant nature and things like, and you know, of that nature and stuff like that. Raphael will work. What else would be work? Ivy, because I guess the flamboyantness, but you know, it's all, as long as the character looks the same, I guess whatever fight style you want to give him, you can. So I mean, me personally, I'll probably give him you know, Raphael. So I'm gonna go with Raphael. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You have Zarbon. Alright guys, if you like that, please share and like this video if you want more tutorials coming. This is the first time I did it actually on a live stream, so I'm glad people tuned in for that. But share, like this video, subscribe. This is JC Baby 87, and I am out of here. Thanks for tuning in, guys.